Oh! Okay. Today's video is a breakdown of Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. It's gonna be a tough fight. On one hand, I want Lomachenko to win. On the other hand, I want Devin Haney to win because he's an upcoming star. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be the new face of boxing. You know, I feel like he could beat the rest of them apart from maybe Shakur Stevenson. But I also want Loma to win because, you know, he got blackballed. Not really blackballed. He lost, and then the Ukraine thing happened. I want him to get his redemption. I want him to start his redemption arc, and I want Devin Haney to begin his own arc. You know, the Devin Haney era. So I'm kind of conflicted on who I want to win, man. Who do I think is gonna win? Man, I don't know, man. Lomachenko is old. Lomachenko is old. He's not the same Loma of old, like when he was like from back then. You know what I'm saying? The Matrix. But I feel like he's gonna bring something out of his bag. You know, he has a bag of tricks, and he's gonna bring something out that he could use against Devin. Devin is younger, probably quicker, faster. He's not like he has skill. His skill is like different, you know. He works hard, so it's kind of hard to judge who's gonna win. But let's watch a breakdown.
High-tech Lomachenko, another highly anticipated boxing match with two of the most proven lightweights currently in the division. And unlike with Tank versus Ryan, legacy is on the line. Let's get into
Only
it.
720p. It is legacy on the line. Lomachenko's comeback.
Right off the bat,
it's like
Devin Haney can't solely fight Lomachenko moving back.
It's like if Devin Haney beats Loma, it's like Lomachenko is passing the torch or passing the baton. You know what I'm saying? So like the new era is beginning. But if Loma wins, it's pretty much his like comeback, retribution, something like that.
Backwards if he wants to be victorious.
Yeah, he can.
As proven by Lopez and Ortiz, the blueprint to defeat or compete with Loma is to press forward, forcing Loma to get on his back foot.
Yeah, because if he's on his back foot, he can't move as much. He can't angle
In the first
out.
round against Jojo Diaz, Haney managed to fight moving forward and put Diaz on the back foot when establishing his lead hand and had some success. Unfortunately, Haney didn't continue this for the majority of the fight, so whether he can sustain this is up in the air. When fighting against southpaws, Haney uses his lead hand in order to measure and control distance. Against fighters who heavily rely on the high guard, Haney often probes and uses a blinder jab in order to set up his lead cross to the body and head of his opponent. Even without landing this sequence cleanly, he could force Loma to constantly reset without initiating any offense, which could be pivotal in terms of ring generalship.
One thing I realized about boxing, balance is very important.
Haney has displayed fundamental and effective footwork when fighting southpaws. He has a keen understanding of denying the outside angle. When Jojo Diaz would begin stepping to the right in order to secure lead foot dominance, Haney would step back, forcing a reset in neutral positioning, similar to how Lopez nullified Loma's front foot shuffle.
So pretty much stepping back nullifies that angling out because he's far away, you know, resets the range. Yeah, I see. And Devin Haney's taller too.
As I've stated before,
so it'll be
Devin
way
Haney's
easier for him
jab
to
hasn't
do it.
been nearly as effective in the open stance as it is normally. Haney is susceptible to the straight cross and lead hook to the body and head as shown against Diaz. Haney has a bad habit of remaining stationary when probing his jab rather than taking a half step backward to stay out of range.
Quality of this video is kind of...
Lomachenko's lead cross could be a difficult obstacle for Haney to overcome as the fight progresses.
Yeah, because his lead cross is good. But I feel like Devin Haney's taller too. Like, I think he's taller by a little bit. So getting in range for that punch might be hard. But his lead crosses.
In my previous film
his
study,
crosses.
I already mentioned that Diaz was even able to occupy Haney's lead hand in order to land his jab to Haney's head and body. Even worse than that, he outlanded Haney by a substantial margin.
Oh, damn. My shoulder kind of hurts. It might be possible to catch him, to break the rhythm when he's stepping back.
Devin Haney's far less
Feint.
defensively sound when it comes to fighting in the open stance. When defending a southpaw's backhand, Haney often uses a single shield in order to catch backhand crosses, hooks, and overhands.
I need to learn that movement. That was a clean shot. He didn't go down though. He ate it.
When fighting in the pocket, Haney lacks the physical controls that are necessary for controlling the spacing between him and his opponent, dictating the pace for how many punches are being
When was this
exchanged,
Jojo Diaz fight?
which punches are being thrown, and where the exchanges take place. As a result, he puts himself in a lot of 50-50 exchanges and absorbs punishment. At this range, Devin Haney can potentially get dominated if
'cause
Loma
Loma would
decides
just
to
move
sell
left,
out and
right,
fight on
left,
the
right,
inside
left,
like
right.
he did against Lopez.
Left hit, right
Haney
hit.
almost always tries to end inside exchanges by holding his opponent. Unfortunately, Lomachenko isn't the best opponent to constantly hold against.
He learned.
Loma has shown to be capable of successfully breaking out of clinches.
Loma
and
learned
is even willing
after
to
the
get the
Salido
ref
fight.
on his side in order to immediately break the clinch to reset the action.
He learned after the Salido fight.
Really beautiful stuff here we're seeing in round Ortiz.
Man, I don't know who's gonna win, bro. I want Loma to win, but Devin Haney might win. El Chacal. Guillermo. One of the two of the greatest amateurs fighting. Rigondo versus Lomachenko. Cuban fighters are just different.
Lomachenko is notorious for being a slow starter.
True.
He likes to use the first couple of rounds to gather data on his opponent through the use of pre-slips, level changes, foot, and jab feints. Based on the reaction of his opponent, Loma adjusts and acts accordingly. The reaction that best favors Loma is no reaction at all, so that he can later use the same setup to deceptively attack.
Man, it's like chess, bro. It's literally like chess. That's how boxing, like high-level boxers, they literally download data, and then after downloading that data, they choose what's best and what's good and what's bad, and how to react. But some fighters, they don't even wait for that reaction, bro. People like Mike Tyson do not even download data, bro. They just go out there and blaze. They blaze through the opponent. Sheer force. The model shift. That's what I know it as. Step,
As I
shuffles, hop,
stated
pivots.
before, you can't continuously fight Lomachenko on the back foot. Eventually, he's gonna figure out your timing and start to close distance and get to that weak side angle.
Yeah.
When coming forward, Lomachenko has some of the best footwork in all of boxing.
True.
Using his deceptive jab and foot feints as well as his active lead hand with his signature front foot shuffle,
It's just like
Loma is able to
it's
get
like
lead foot
beautiful
dominance and
boxing.
create
It's so
angles where he
beautiful.
lands combinations.
he dismantled Linares.
Although Lomachenko uses pre-slips to gather data, he's been proven to be vulnerable in this position. When Loma is using pre-slips, he's typically stuck on the front foot. Ortiz was able to take advantage of this by doubling his jab, forcing Loma to reset and reveal bigger technical flaws. More on that later.
I feel like the Ortiz fight, it just kind of shows that Loma is just, he's aging. It showed that Loma was aging, but he still has experience. You know, the Ortiz dude did not have the experience to beat Lomachenko.
Lomachenko's footwork flaws are just as significant as his advantages. As stated numerous times by Boxing Gems, Loma makes many technical mistakes with his footwork that often put him in poor defensive positions. Lomachenko constantly rhythm steps or has the unconscious habit to break his base by bringing his front foot backwards towards his back foot.
I actually have thought about that. Like, I'm always like, they always say, like, don't move when you're moving back, move your back leg, like, whatever. If you're moving forward, move your front leg first. If you're moving back, move your back leg first. But Lomachenko does the opposite. So in my head, I'm like, is this the right way to do it, or you know what I'm saying? Because it's Lomachenko, you feel me? If he's doing it, it's not that bad, you know what I'm saying? So what's he gonna say?
His opponent.
I feel like it kind of puts him off balance. Like maybe a leaping left hook would.
When
Also,
opponents choose to
he has to
initiate
reset.
offense on Loma, he typically breaks his base with a reverse cross step followed by a reset.
He
In
puts
this
him off
position,
balance.
Loma is off balance and out of stance for a great deal of time.
Yeah. I could see. If he gets hit hard in that moment, he could fall. And he's not in a position to punch back. Oh, I see what he's saying. He's not moving back the way, you know. So it gives the opponent the chance to keep moving forward while he's resetting. Teofimo Lopez actually did a great job. He didn't give him time. And then shuffle back. Yeah. I see. So it's not the right thing to do. Okay. You learn something new every day.
This fight has no clear-cut favorite.
I'm saying,
Both
like,
fighters have the ability to
I don't know who's gonna
capitalize on
win.
each other's technical mistakes. If Haney manages to dictate the pace by forcing Loma to constantly move back and reset, he could potentially bag a lot of rounds. However, if Lomachenko can capitalize on Haney's issues with probing, as well as being susceptible to backhand crosses, he can pull off the upset. Not to mention, there are intangibles in this fight.
Will.
Lomachenko definitely looked a step slower in his last fight.
Exactly.
Whether or not that had to do with ring rust or slow decline is still unclear, as he's been in 15 championship pro fights as well as nearly 400 amateur fights throughout his boxing career.
That is true.
On the other hand, Devin Haney is severely weight draining himself to make 135 for probably the last time, which can potentially affect his physical strength and stamina throughout the fight.
Damn.
If I had to give the slight edge, I'd lean towards Haney to win by a competitive unanimous decision.
That's what
Let
I'm
me know who you
saying.
got in the comment section and why.
The stats have been laid down. You know what I'm saying? The stats have been laid down. I do understand what he's saying though. Like, is it ring rust or he's declining? He's been in a lot of fights. Lomachenko's been in a lot of fights. A lot of big fights. Haney, on the other hand, is young. He's fast. He's skillful. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if Loma's gonna win, he needs to use his experience. Number one, he needs to use his experience. Number one, he needs to use his will, because like Customado says, will beats skill when the skill are close together. I feel like they're skill-wise, they're level, so it comes down to experience and will. But then Lomachenko's getting old. The ring rust I seen from the last fight, I don't know, man. And then he showed the technical side of it, the technical breakdown of how Lomachenko, the way he steps back, and Lomachenko's a slow starter too. Devin Haney could just easily catch those 1, 2, 3 rounds easily. Could sweep it. I don't know. What do y'all think, man? Who do you think is gonna win? I'm leaning towards Devin Haney, but Lomachenko could pull it off. I'm gonna go. You know what? I like going for the underdog. I'm gonna go with Lomachenko. I want him to win either ways, but then I like Devin Haney too. It's not like, man. I'm gonna just go Loma. Y'all heard it here first. Lomachenko to win by unanimous decision. I don't see a KO in this fight. Nah, definitely not. If a KO happens, that'll be the craziest thing. But Lomachenko by unanimous decision. Nah, actually, Lomachenko by split decision or unanimous decision. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you feel like doing, man. Feel free. I'm gonna see y'all in another video. Peace.